Hey there! Welcome to the Weller Industries YouTube channel. I wanted to start making some videos, kind of showing what I'm working on and what I'm doing, and try and share some of the knowledge that I got from a bunch of other people, from online forums to other YouTube videos, stuff like that. So, today, I'm going to be making replacements for these suspension spacers, I believe. A customer brought them in. This is what they look like in good shape. Like that. And this is the one that he brought in that is ruined. So, the plan is I'm going to try machining these out of aluminum. So I've been having some issues recently with the Fadal, so I figured I'd try it out on some different material. I think it might be just a bad batch of material that I've got. So I'll try it out with this stuff, see if it cuts any better. So the plan is kind of rough out the top, cut it on the lathe, flip it over, and finish off that last little portion on the lathe right there. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll get some video. I'll start by walking you through the cam, and I'll show you the machining and see how it turns out. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so flipping on these Fadals is a little bit of a weird process. You flip the big breaker box, give it a second to turn on, all the fans going up to speed, and then you press your green CNC power button, and that go ahead and starts the whole thing. Now I've had kind of a weird issue with this, where every time I turn it on, it flips a breaker. Let me see if I can't show that to you. Alright, open up the back so I can get to the breaker on the inside. And there you can see it's flipped. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. So every time I flip it on, this breaker here on the left flips, and it's been really frustrating. I don't know why it's doing it. So I gotta flip it off and flip it back on. Off, 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 back on. Off. There we go. Now it's stayed. I think it's something to do with the capacitors inside. It's got one of the big capacitor that's kind of smoothing out the input voltage. And I think it just needs to be cycled a few times so that they can charge up slower. And once it's charged up, it stays. It's really weird. If you guys have a different fix, I think that's it. I just need to pick up that correct capacitor. So let me know what you think. Okay, back here in front of the machine. Enter, manual, cold start. Sometimes this will trip the breaker in the back, but I think we're good. Yeah, sweet. We're good, so I can get started. Okay, so before I can get started with getting stuff in the machine, I need to get my tools set up, and lucky me, my new call chuck just came today. Or call it chuck? Drill chuck? Yeah, drill chuck. So I can get this set up. Like that. And get our half-inch tool set up in here. Now I'll have two drill chucks. I can leave the other one set up for other operations. This one's just a super cheap one I got off Amazon. I feel a little bit guilty saying that, but I did, and it works. At least I'm pretty sure that's what my other one is too. Came with the machine, so all a little bit trash, but who cares? Oh, come on. There we go. Get this pull stud put in. Oh, one sec. Let me go grab a wrench for that. Okay. I got that. Just tighten this down as much as I can by hand. Put it over here. I actually made this not too long ago specifically for being able to put in stuff like this and tighten them down. It's worked like a charm so far. Okay, you. This. This guy anymore. Now I can get this to tighten down. Is there like a certain tightness we're supposed to go with these? I always feel like I'm going too much, but. Okay, I need to touch off this new tool. So I'll get my little fancy touch off thing. Okay, I don't know what this is called. This shows how inexperienced I am. I think this one's from Shar's. Digital, works pretty nice. I just stick it right there. So let's swap tools to our fifth tool. So get command M6T6. Enter start. And then I just do. Well, this is nice. my pull stud is the wrong type. Great. Okay. Give me a sec. I'll swap that out. Alright, there we go. Got that stud swapped out. That's weird. I knew something seemed wrong with it. It seemed off. But what do you do? Got my spindle real quick. And now I can toss this one in. There you go. That's a lot better. Perfect. Now I'll set it up in the controller. I'll show you how I do all this. It's kind of cool. So, utilities, tool setting cycle, and 6, so starting tool 6, ending tool 6, and then I'm going to jog position. Height block is 2 inches tall, and now I'm going to do locate length. Let's jog. And now I just jog it over and touch it off. One of the cool things with this tool setter, that's what's called tool setter, is when it gets close, it lights up. You'll see that just in a second. There we go. Now I just tap down until it gets to 0. Looks good to me. But I hit manual on the controller. So when I got that to 0, I hit manual on the controller, hit start, it jogs the tool back up. Now this is kind of the weird thing. If I hit manual and I go to display tool table, you can see that my 6 here is -12, which is way off. So what I actually have to do is I have a macro on here that sets up or subtracts the length of my Heimer 3D taster from the tool lengths. It makes it a little bit easier. So I got tool length comp, 1, enter, wait for it to find it, 6, there we go, 1, yes, and then press enter, and then it fixes it. Press enter. So now if I go to display tool table, Alright, now that I got that tool set up properly, I can go ahead and set up my part machine and get it all figured out. So I'm going to go to jog, Y jog, 10 thou jog speed. Pull this guy out, put the pin away, and then I'll put my material away, or my material in. Clean up the jaws. Actually go with this part here as the top because it's got a center in it from it being on the lathe. And this first stop's pretty rough, so I'm just gonna put it over here. I know I'm supposed to be in the center, but it's flat here. I don't really feel like putting it up on parallels. I'm gonna go much taller than I have to. Tighten it down, and that should be more than good enough for my liking. Alright, now to swap out to the Heimer, manual, M16 on, start. Now someone way smarter than me said that you should actually have the Heimer not in the machine. That way if you accidentally have a tool set up as one, you don't screw up. So, smart thinking. Alright, back to the controller. Now we're going to use another utility to set up our fixture. So utility, fixture offset, settings, select number locator. This is going to be 21. Locator diameter, 0. So what's so nice with the Heimer, you don't have to offset anything when you do it. It's just 0, which is super nice. Unless you accidentally put in the wrong probe tip, in which case it ends up being off by like just this minute amount, but it's enough that you can tell. I think it's only a few thou, but it's noticeable. Okay, we're going to do jog to locate. Press jog, and now we can jog it around. So I'm going to start by finding the top. Get it close. Switch over to 10 or 1 thou increments. Get a better view for you guys. Now I'm going to jog down in Z until the red arrow is at the very bottom and the black is at the very top. Swing over to tenths, and that looks good to me. Again, it doesn't need to be super exact, just needs to be close. So now what I do is I bring it over here, and in the machine I hit store location, so 3, and then I store the Z value. Manual, back to jog, hit jog, and now I can find the X and the Y. Now for this one, I just need to get it kind of close. It doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jog it up from Z so it's no longer touching, and then I'm just going to eyeball it. Because, you know, if you know what you're doing and you know the part you're setting up, sometimes you don't need to be spot on, and there's no point wasting the time. So I got that now. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to store location 3, restore the X and the Y, and you can see it updates up here. Now I go to manual. Now this is a little bit weird. So what I have to do now is I have to exit out of my fixture offset, go here, and I've got another custom macro for fixing my fixture offset. So 2, enter. The offset I'm using for this one is 21. Yes, 1, and sorry, battery died there. So now I'm going to go display fixture, enter, and you can see this is the updated value of X, Y, and Z. So that looks good to me. So let's go ahead and hit manual, and let's get this Heimer pulled out of the machine. Manual, jog, Z, put up. Tool in, tool out. And there we go. Okay, we should be good to try running the part now. So let's try it out and see. So I'm going to go over here to the controller. Just hold this. Well, first, actually, put my flash drive up here in the top. Super convenient. Manual, CD, comma, 10, enter, DNCX, comma, 2001.NC plus. I'm going to switch my rapid travel down to 25, make sure I'm safe, and then optional stop to yes. That way it'll stop after the first tool used. So now I should be able to hit start, quickly close the doors before I cause any more problems, and see how well this worked out. Let's see. Hand on the slide, hold. There we go, easy. That looks correct to me, so I'm just going to turn rapid travel back up to 100%, hit start to go to the next tool. Now we're going to do the fly cutter to face up that top and clean it up. So this is a custom fly cutter that I actually made from scratch, which I'm kind of proud of. Tried treating it myself, so it's got that kind of cool black oxide look. It works okay. It's not the best thing in the world. I think one of the problems is that it's just way too tall. I wanted to use this extra tool that I use. It works all right. It's just not the most reliable. I think what I need to do in the future is get a nice big 4-inch face mill and just use one of those instead. So we will see. So it looks like it's not actually cleaning that up completely. So once this goes up, I'm going to go ahead and do a slide hold, fix that Z offset, and we'll try again. I'll probably bring it down another 2 thou. Yep, okay, I'm going to do a manual here, display fixture, to modify value, 21, XY, Z, we do minus 0.00, let's do 2 thou. Enter. Enter. 1 accept. Should we fix now? So CD, comma 10, DNCX, comma 2001.NC plus. Cool. And start. It's not going back to the drill bit to re-drill that hole. Just gonna make it just a hair smaller. Yep, there we go. Hit start. Next tool. And now we're gonna face it. Right, weird. I'm gonna go ahead and slide hold, and I'm gonna bring it down another, let's say 5 thou. I got plenty of room here to work with. So. Weird. For some reason, my phone camera keeps shutting off after 3 minutes and something. So if there's any kind of glitches in this video, that's why. Sorry about that. So I just offset it another 5 thou down. So we'll see how this goes. Still not perfect. I'm going to do another 5 thou on that. Okay, trying it again. So I turned off optional stop this time, so it should just go straight to the facing once it's got this hole properly drilled out. Not a huge fan of that chatter, but high-speed steel, it's pretty resilient. Okay, now facing it. There we go, yeah, looks cleaned up to me. Now to see if that 1/4 inch end mill chatters like it's been doing. I guess we'll have to see. Alright, swapping over to that 1/4 inch 3 flute end mill. We'll see how well this goes. Oh, it's chattering again. I don't know why. It's gotta be that end mill. Only thing I can think of. Try adjusting the spindle RPM. Oh, I completely forgot. I wanted to put a chamfer on those top edges. Try and just edge break chamfer so it's not as sharp. So, 1 sec. I'll go into the computer, do that cam, and be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just gotta get that new G-code cards. CD combo 10. Again, CD combo 10. Enter DNCX, comma 2000. 2011. Wrap it down to 25 and hit start. See if I got this right. just a quick 5 thou chamfer on those edges. Should be good. Sorry about that. I ran out of storage on the phone, so whoops. But I'll go ahead and pull this out so you can see it. And that right there is the result. Looks pretty good. Chamfer broke those edges really nice. You can see it's still got that little bit of chatter in there that I'm not a huge fan of. But still perfectly usable part, just not as clean as I would like. If you guys have any idea on what's up with all that chatter, you just let me know, alright? So now to get over on the lathe and part it off. Let's get to it. Okay. Time to face this off. Don't forget safety glasses, because may be young, but we want to keep our eyes for a while. This up. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not a huge fan of my cutoff tool. I don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't seem to be super sharp. Doesn't seem to last super long. Just not a big fan. But hey, we'll see. And maybe the fantastic people watching this video have some ideas I can do it better. Drop that guy in there. This is what I'm using. This is just some high-speed steel parting off blade that I got off eBay. I think it's from Armstrong Tool. I'm not sure. It seems to be super old. Slider in there. I'll just jog her over and see how close I can get to it. Gotta get back it off a bunch more. I know stick out should be avoided as much as possible with this. I'm going to try and keep it as short as I can, but we'll see how well I do with that. Okay, got that all tightened down. Seems to be good to me. This I've already indicated in square, so it should be square. I'm going to double check that. Nope. Okay, one sec. Okay, I lied. It's been a little bit. Let's try that again. I'm just using the part here to square up my blade, which I know isn't the best way to be doing this, but I don't think I actually have the stuff to properly indicate this in. This is the best we got for right now. I was looking for the light passing past the blade there. Let's see how straight I got it. Okay, now to see if I've got it flat. Set up, make sure it's all square, or make sure the height's right. Yeah, it's not far off. Looks good to me. Nope, I need to go lower. Whoops. I need to get myself one of those nice machinist's parallels I can do this with. Yeah, that's much better. Down. that off. I think we're good to go. I'm going to try. Okay, I think we're good to go. I am going to try running it nice and slow. Let's say 120 RPM. There. There we go. Okay, it's not perfectly straight. I'm going to be okay with it because I'm going to put it back in the opposite direction and see how well it cleans up. About to break through. There we go. Off she comes. And there's our part. So now I just need to flip it around and we'll clean up that backside. In just a sec. Okay, let's see how straight that is. Oops. Okay. That is not straight at all. Looks a lot better. Again, this one just needs to be close, so we'll see. Up to 300. Perfect, cleaned up nicely. Now I'll go check the drawings and we'll see exactly where that needs to get to. Okay, so here's the deal. I finished the part, but only because I realized I had the wrong length. So this part here is supposed to be much longer than it actually is. So I messed up there. So I am going to try to remake that. I think I should be able to run the same G-code on the CNC. I just need to, when I part it off much farther off. So yeah, my mistake. But I'll get right on that. You'll see me once I got another part finished off that chunk and ready to go back in the lathe and get machining. So let's get to it. Okay, back off the CNC. Got the part again. Again, it's got that chatter that I'm not a huge fan of, but I mean, it still works. It's just not near as pretty as I'd like. So what do you do? So I'll get this checked up in the lathe, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, instead of parting it off right here on this edge, I'm going to part it off, try and a little bit farther up here, so I'll face it down a little bit, and then I'll cut lower down. It should give me plenty of leftover on the side there to cut off and do what I need. So let's get to it. Down just a little bit. One sec. Sorry about that. The foot brake bounced off. Pull that tool off. My parting tool on. And there's the part. I'll part it off. So now I can put it back in. Try this again. Now this time I'm going to use my tool post to center it. So I'll push up against the tool post as I tighten this down. Keep it nice and square with everything. All right. Let's go ahead and face this off. Perfect. 3855. That. So I need to take off 84 thou. I'm just going to scribe this to get me in the ballpark there. 0.08, 0.084, so half that, 0.042. Take 0.042 off. Check that. Spot on. I just need to clean up this face. There we go. I just need to toss in another tool to break my edges and we're good. All right, there we go. Sweet. Now I should make one more. So I'll get right to it. Okay, the second part done. So I've got 3 ready to go for the customer. 1, 2, and then this one is a little bit shorter than it should be. You can see I can line them up like that. It's a little bit shorter, but everything else is spot on. So we'll see. These parts were originally made of plastic. They were injection molded, and the tolerances didn't seem to be super close. So as is, these should still work perfectly for what they're looking for. I haven't used a lathe in a little while, and it shows. I think if I were to do these again, what I would do is I would do op 1 in the CNC, just like I did. And then I would get a table-mounted 3-jaw chuck. And then I'd flip them over, mount them in that, indicate them in, and then do the back side on the CNC as well. That way I know everything's spot on, and I can make a lot more, a lot faster. Programming the CNC for me is pretty quick, so it's pretty easy for me to get that set up and running. You saw quickly the first parts cut. The lathe work took a lot longer, and really I don't have the lathe tooled up properly to do the right kind of stuff. I don't have the right kind of tool holders. The chuck that's on there is way too big for small parts, and it's hard to, the chuck face isn't perfectly flat, so it's hard to get this flush up against it and get it square. I don't have any DRO on that, just the dials, and the dial for width, perfect, I can get that spot on every time. But the dial I have below for getting the depth in, it's a little bit harder to read. It doesn't adjust easily, and it's almost got like a springiness to it. So ideally I'd have some kind of indicator on the side, that way I can get it close, measure it, zero the indicator, and then move in to what I want and use that to give me a dimension, or a caliper or something else like that. I mean, the DROs for these things aren't super expensive, so I could always toss one of those on there for doing a lot of this stuff. I think in the future, I just do it on the CNC. That'd be the best option. I just don't have the 3-jaw chuck that I can put on the table right now, and I don't have, I didn't really feel like wasting a soft jaw for this. So, yeah. What do you think of the first video? I'm hoping to do some more of these, partially to kind of share and show what I'm doing and what I'm working on, but also to try and get some feedback and, you know, the people who have actual experience in the community to help me out, because I'm self-taught and I'm learning, and it's a little bit tough. So, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you next time. All right.